What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies homer, Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, we are talking about the largest comeback in Grizzlies history. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Ja Morant spiking, let's go for he that MVP.
This is Memphis X with iTalkHoops. While you are here, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to be notified every time I drop a video. I have a goal to reach 3,000 subscribers by the playoffs, and I'm going to need your help to get there. Thank you. Only in Memphis and the movies. Man, do I miss hearing that when I hear the Grizzlies games being called. But I'm thankful for Pete and Brevin. But Don Poirier, I sure do miss him, and he would have had a lot to say about what went on in San Antonio last night. Of course, the Grizzlies won the game in overtime, 126-120, overcoming a 29-point deficit. And in a moment of transparency, I have to say I turned this freaking game off in anger. I had to go back and watch the second half over again, without seeing any of the highlights beforehand, because I got an alert on my phone that the Grizzlies had won the game. Now, I had checked the score back and forth a little bit, a few times, but I didn't never turn it back on because I was frustrated, especially after what happened in Miami. And I already put on Twitter. If you haven't seen, you can go to my Twitter. The link is in the description. I've already put on Twitter my apologies to all the Kenny Lofton truthers that are out there, because I have been saying that Kenny Lofton is not ready for NBA minutes this season, and he proved he was. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. This game was not only the largest comeback in Memphis Grizzlies history, it was the largest comeback of this NBA season. 29 points down. And if you actually watched this game, and I watched it back knowing the Grizzlies won the game, and I still could not figure out how the hell they won this damn game. It was a miracle comeback. I remember when the score was, it was about a minute left. The score was 100-109, and Pete and Brevin were sitting there talking about the Grizzlies are going to need to pitch a shutout and hit some threes, and it happened. This man, I'm gonna tell you, in the NBA, man, any given night, something special is gonna happen. That's why I love the 82-game grind, man, because every night, it might not be with the Grizzlies every night, but every night in the NBA, something special is going to happen. And for the Grizzlies, last night was our night, a 29-point, much-needed comeback. I told you guys, we need every win we can get while Ja Morant and Steven Adams are out. And Taylor Jenkins thumbing his nose up at the haters, including me. I'm a hater. Yes, I am. I cannot dodge it. I've been hating on Taylor Jenkins. Threw his thumb up at the haters and inserted Kenny Lofton into the game in the first freaking quarter. And I was like, whoa, what is this? What in the world is going on? What in the world is going on in San Antonio? Jake LaRavia was available. Zaire Williams was available. John Conchar was available. David Roddy was available. But here was Kenny Lofton Jr. And boy, did he have a game. 11 points, 7 rebounds, 1 block, 1 assist, 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from three-point line, 4 of 6 from the field, 3 crucial offensive rebounds. I mean, what do you want me to say, man? What do you want me to say? Kenny Lofton has like one of the biggest bunch of groupies for a Memphis fan, a Memphis Grizzly player that I've seen in a while. He has outright groupies that just have been advocating for his skill all season. And to last night, they got their comeuppance. They got exactly what they've been advocating for. They got exactly what they wanted. And Kenny Lofton did not disappoint them. He looked good. He didn't look any worse on defense than Santi Aldama has looked for the last week or so. He can score. That's for damn sure. That boy is going to be able to score that rock against anybody in any situation. Now, of course, he's still a rookie on a 2-way contract. And it might not go as well as it did last night, every night. But I tell you what, even as somebody who was a skeptic like me, it is something worth exploring further. And like I said, this season, it might not turn out the way we wanted to. It might not end the way we foresaw it ending. But with the NBA, you never know. What if they discover something in Kenny Lofton Jr.? Man, you just never know. But our guy, Jaren Jackson, 43 minutes for Jaren Jackson Jr. He did have 5 fouls, 5 turnovers, but he had 4 blocks and a steal. He had 28 points on 12 of 20 shooting. Didn't hit a three-pointer last night and still got 28 points. 20 field goal attempts for Jaren Jackson, 22 field goal attempts for Desmond Bane, only 11 field goal attempts for Dillon Brooks, and he hit some monster three-point shots, including the one that took him to overtime. Dillon Brooks had a good game, got his 17 technical, but we'll forgive that. He probably will get suspended again this season. I just cannot see him going the rest of the season, these last, 13 games without getting another technical. We got the Warriors coming up tonight. Oh, I want to go to this game. I want to go. But I can't go to this game tonight, unfortunately. But I will be watching. And I'm going to tell you what. Tyus Jones had a terrible – he wasn't that good in the first half. None of the team was except Jaren Jackson. But he had a hell of a second half. Ended up with his first career triple-double, a 20, 10, and 10 triple-double. Crazy. 2 steals, 2 turnovers, 3 threes. The Grizzlies hit 14 threes last night, and Jaren Jackson didn't hit one. Luke Kennard hit a crazy three-pointer to end the third quarter and hit some timely three-pointers and made the timely assist to Dillon Brooks. He had 13 points. He was a team leading plus 21 from the field. And I just hope he can get more and more comfortable because he's still passing up shots, and I need him to take those shots. Desmond Bane did not have a good first half, did not even have a good second half, but he got busy in overtime. I think he had 8 points in overtime alone. I think he had the first 6 points for the Grizzlies in overtime. I know that. 21 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 3 steals. He did have a lot of turnovers. The Grizzlies really weren't ready for the Spurs press last night. and it hurt them tremendously. Zach Collins was dominating for a little while, and then he just went straight goon towards the end of the fourth quarter and cost the Spurs this game. Maybe he threw the game for Greg Popovich. Greg Popovich is the tank master. But, man, I don't really rewatch games at all. I don't really rewatch games. But rewatching that game, even knowing the result, that game was exciting because I could not figure out how the hell did they come back and win? Because everything seemed to be going wrong. The Spurs kept hitting timely three-point shots all during the second half, the fourth quarter, all up until the point where it was 100-109. The Spurs were hitting timely shots. Hell, they even hit some timely shots in overtime. And for a team like the Grizzlies that have struggled on the road all season long, this was a breath of fresh air. Hopefully, you got both teams, the Grizzlies and the Warriors, tonight, traveling into Memphis off a back-to-back. So the Warriors lost last night in Atlanta. The Grizzlies played in overtime, heavy minutes for Bane and Tyus Jones, Dylan Brooks, and Jaren Jackson all played around 40 minutes. So that means Taylor Jenkins adjusted his rotations. Luke Kennard played 32 minutes. The bench played very little, and they gave very little outside of Kenny Lofton and Luke Kennard. So hopefully the home crowd, the home cooking, that Memphis sweet barbecue can get the role players to get some contributions tonight, and we can get another win without Ja Morant. Peace.